Kia Oval. Obviously we're in pre-season, so the ground is empty. There are empty seats all around me. The thing we're all looking forward to is welcoming you back to the Kia Oval and having this place full up with everybody getting behind Surrey. Now the man who knows how that's all going to work is of course the Chief Executive, Richard Gould. Lovely to see you.
And you.
How's the winter been?
Yeah, it's been a relatively long winter. Trying to understand what's been going on, but we've been working throughout. The Kia Oval's never closed down. Just working towards the start of the season. Been good.
Working out what's going on. We've all seen the roadmap.
Yes.
We're all wanting fans back in at the right time. Just from a Surrey point of view, how are you seeing that progression?
Yeah, well, great that we've got cricket going on behind us at the moment. So that's good news. The preparations are underway. From the 12th of April, not much changes for us, unfortunately. By that point, we think that the first couple of championship matches will be behind closed doors. We're trying to understand whether there is some leeway, because there'll be lots of licensed premises, shopping centres, all that are going to be open, and we do think there's an argument that we could have 1,000 or two in the first part of the season, and we'll do our best to try and make that happen. From the 16th of May, we're allowed up to 25% in terms of attendances, and so members have been given first dibs of getting hold of a free ticket. We have to do a ticketing system so that we can allocate in terms of social distancing, and the uptake has been remarkable. We've already got well over 1,000 per game for the first two championship matches, and membership itself has been extremely strong. In terms of the T20s thereafter, prior to the 21st of June, those are not currently on sale. First priority will go to members, and once we know a little bit more about how things may change, we will go out to members and make sure they get permission to back their tickets for those first three championship matches. 21st of June, is it Freedom Day? We don't know, but we've got a game against Essex, T20 match on that day. We've got three actually T20 games in 5 days, and I'm hoping that all three will be sold out. Ticket sales are extremely strong. So that's how we see it, but we've really got to remain flexible. Hopefully some things will come forward and nothing will go back.
Now, arriving at the ground, I walked my usual route, and there was one oval square, looking absolutely magnificent. You must be pleased with the progress.
We're really pleased with it. Backing Group done a good job working through really difficult circumstances. We're about 6 to 8 weeks behind where we wanted to be, but we'll be finished by the end of May. And so by the time we get 100% crowds back in, we'll be good to go. The members' facilities in there are staggering. We will, without doubt, have the best members' facilities of any cricket club in the world. And I'm, really looking forward to members getting in and seeing them. And indeed, our memberships have been so loyal. We're already up to about 12,700 members before a ball has been bowled. So many members were very generous in keeping their membership fees, or most of their membership fees, in last year. That's helped us enormously. So we're really excited by it.
And finally, well, they're behind you at the moment playing, but it's good to have cricketers back.
Oh, it's lovely to have them back, and they've come back in small numbers, but this is the first time we've been able to get them on the square. They're really enjoying it. Lee and his ground staff have put amazing work in over the winter, because again, it's been quite difficult circumstances, but the surfaces they've prepared, both for today and also in the marquee behind us, have been outstanding. And so we're just really pleased that both for our men and our women, we've been able to provide excellent facilities so they can prepare for the season ahead.
Now, one of the most exciting things about any season is seeing the young talent come through into the Surrey first team. Of course, that all comes from the Surrey Cricket Academy, and we've seen the likes of Sam Curran, Tom Curran, Jason Roy all come through under the tutelage of the Academy Director, Gareth Townsend.
We're really proud of what we've done since the first lockdown. We started a lot of online support for our Academy and Pathway players. Fortunately, as that finished, we went into our return to training programme, where we trained at Guildford Cricket Club in Dulwich for our academy players. And then we had our return to match play at about late July, and we had a pretty comprehensive match play programme of red ball and white ball cricket. So we maximised everything we could. We utilised LSE, our training ground at New Malden, for a lot of pathway performance cricket in July and August. So we were really proud and pleased of what we've done. Our winter programme has been difficult because we haven't been able to train indoors. The only players that have been able to train indoors have been our academy under the elite player guidelines. So we've worked really well with those. About 16 players have been training regularly since January. Again, disappointingly, we can't get our pathway players back in until the protocols change and the guidelines change, which hoping will happen in April. We will, over Easter, we have a lot of courses set up for our performance and our pathway players to come into for their first involvement with us for the year, and that will be important. And our academy players will continue to train indoors, and gradually we're going to graduate out into some outdoor training over the next few weeks. Our match programme looks really full for all our players. We value how much cricket we play, and though we haven't been able to train all the time, we've got a very full match programme between May and August for this summer against various internal opposition, and obviously we play county age group matches as well. So that's going to be pretty comprehensive and provide a lot of opportunities for our players who otherwise have obviously been haven't been able to train or play for a while.
Given the disruption to the growth and development of these players, how important is sort of that match practice this summer going to be sort of something more like a more normal summer for them?
Yeah, it'll be really important. Look, players need to prepare, players need to train, and players need to work on their skills. And we will try and accommodate that, as I said earlier, in the Easter period, and get as much cricket into them as possible. But the match programme is what it's all about. It's performing in games under those conditions, and we will provide a lot of opportunities for our players to gain experiences and develop their game through the match programme throughout the summer. And we're really looking forward to spending time with both our boys and girls in the pathway to do that.
You stood by a list of academy graduates from previous years, and obviously that's what it's all about, getting players into the first team. We've seen over the last week or so players training and playing internal matches with the first team players. So how good is that experience for academy lads, and what do you think they get out of that?
Oh, it's invaluable. Making that transition from academy player into the professional squad, it needs to be as seamless as possible. We've obviously got Bats further involved now with the second 11, and he's been brilliant in facilitating that with Vikram and Alex Stewart to ensure that we can get some players up. As you mentioned, we had, I think, 5 players involved in the internal game. They all participated with bat or ball. All the feedback was very positive in terms of how they performed, coming up against our professional players. And it was a great opportunity for them to kind of showcase what they can do. The experience of rubbing shoulders and training and playing against our best first-class cricketers from this county is, as I said, is just you can't evaluate that. It's priceless, and we want to do more of that, and we continue to do that as we go by week to integrate as many as we can.
One of the biggest success stories in the last 12 months has been the ACE programme, the brainchild of Ebony Rainford-Brent, discovering more young cricket talent to come into the professional game. Now, to tell us more about it is their director, Chevy Green. ACE becoming an independent charity back in October 2020. What have you been up to since then?
Yeah, it's been exciting to go independent. Obviously, still love the attachment to Surrey. We've now got an office and based here and launched in Birmingham. But it's been a bit stop-start. A lot of engagement over Zoom, which was cool. Like, we launched and then went into second lockdown pretty much. And then luckily, as soon as we could get out in December, we had 3 quick sessions before we locked down again. So Zooms and some sessions, and then still in this the third lockdown. So there's a lot of planning, but still exciting at the same time. We've now got some more members, full-time staff, two coaches and an administrator, which helps grow the team. We've got a team in Birmingham as well. So it's just been a lot of planning and engaging regularly with the current scholars on Zoom, and there's a lot of interest in the program. And I guess through our leader Ebony, we've got a lot of good media connections, so we're quite prevalent in the press. And we did a good piece on around International Women's Day, and that got featured on Sky. And we've just released now a new promotional video, so we're getting a lot of interest to do the program. So just looking forward to the summer ahead.
Yeah, huge amount of interest. You say looking forward to the summer ahead. Of course, it's your first full summer. So what's coming up in the next 6 months for the ACE program?
Yeah, no, big thing. So after the Easter holidays, we'll be launching in our schools program. So we've really got some schools booked in, and then our development community hubs will be taking place, and our academy sessions will finally get to have a full season to really watch them and see how they train and monitor them over matches as well. So we'll have some fixtures planned over the July and August. With the dreaded COVID, we're trying to put our games back as further as possible in the summer to give us the best opportunity. But really excited to see the players develop and get some new players and just engage the local community. I'm just excited to do that.
And finally, how can people get involved in the ACE program?
Yeah, please reach out to us. We're on a lot of social media platforms at ACE Program. Our website, www.aceprogram.com. Email info@aceprogram.com. Please, if you're interested, we're not hard to find. Forever links. If you've got any ideas that you want to see how ACE can help, whether it is in sport or other industries, we're more than listening to helping, and we just want to help cricket itself, be reflective of society and community that we live in, and we know that we can help play a part in that to really make cricket a game for.
And it's the best cap on the circuit.
You know what? The shop is coming. We've got a lot of stash hats. We've got the hats and the clothing line coming. So on those platforms I just mentioned, please buy. All proceeds to the charity just to help.
Surrey women had a magnificent 2020. Unbeaten, won the London Cup here at the Kia Oval. Dramatic game going down to the last over against Middlesex, and won the London Championship. Their captain.
So Hannah, 2020 was a really successful season for Surrey women, unbeaten in the London Championship and the London Cup. How do you reflect on that? Obviously a shortened season, but was it a good one for you?
Yeah, it was a really good season all round. I think we're all just grateful to get on the pitch, with it being a very uncertain year for everyone, and then the added success was just icing on the cake. So yeah, it was a really good year, and nice to be able to reflect on some success.
And obviously now you've had a full winter sort of in the pandemic, not really knowing what's to come this year, but how have you prepared for the season ahead?
Yeah, it's been a mixture of a winter really. So with the regional setup, there's been lots of opportunity to train. So we've been here, we've been at Beckenham, we've been at Guildford. So with the South East Stars, it's been really good to be able to train there. The Surrey women have had less training, but hopefully come the end of this month we'll be able to get together as a group.
You mentioned the South East Stars there. The structure of women's cricket has obviously changed a lot over the last 18 months, 2 years or so.
Yeah.
What is a good measurement of success for Surrey women now that county cricket is obviously feeding into the regional programme?
Yeah, I think to be honest, there's going to be an element of not really knowing. We're going to go into it, try our best as we normally do. We'll want to win as many games as possible like last year. I think a massive kind of indicator of success for us is how the younger girls feel like they can fit into the group. Now there's more full-time players within the group. It'll be good to get some leadership, and the senior team is now very much the foundation of that group. So for me personally as captain, I want to be able to create an environment that's welcoming and means that the younger girls learn as well as get the opportunity to play, hopefully.
One thing that everybody gets very excited about at the start of any new season is Surrey's training kit. Now, forgive me, you have got slightly overweight, 47-year-old long-haired commentator modelling Surrey's new training jumper, which I think is actually rather splendid. But it's not just that. Here is Surrey's new training shirt for this summer, which will also be Surrey's Royal London 50 over shirt, and here is Surrey's T20 shirt for this summer of 2021. Again, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, you all look at these and think, oh, I want to have one of those. Well, you can get all the Surrey training kit available from the Surrey shop from April the 12th. Now, it's not just the pros, of course, that are going to be playing this summer. Thankfully, recreational cricket will be back, and all the clubs will be out there playing, and all the villages will be out there playing. And one man who knows all about this is the foundation director, Chris Cole. Chris, great to see you. Obviously, last summer for clubs was incredibly tough, wasn't it? Just overall, how difficult was it for clubs last summer?
Look, I think last summer for everyone, regardless of cricket and outside that, was very tough. I think it was particularly tough within the club environment for the volunteers. There was lots of uncertainty that we saw coming out of government, coming out of the ECB around what cricket we could play in what format. But I think full credit should go to the volunteers who were able to get pretty much half a season on across all of our participation areas, and a lot of leagues showed a lot of flexibility in playing formats. So we're really pleased to essentially get half a cricket season in last summer. And I think a lot of people picked up cricket because other sports weren't available, or they've had missed the end of the football season, the rugby season. So we actually saw lots of people returning to the game. So a real positive off the back of that. And hopefully looking forward into next season, it should see a boost in numbers.
Yeah, well, a real positive there. We're here at the Kia Oval. Pros are out there playing. Where are we now with club cricket? What does this summer look like at the moment for club cricket?
Look, we're looking good. Hopefully, as it stands, we're looking at a full season going ahead, probably under the same restrictions as last year. So regular sanitisation breaks, no changing room, no teas. But broadly speaking, it feels like cricket. I've played myself for quite a bit of the summer, and barring the odd 6 over break to sanitise the ball and sanitise your hands just to keep it a safe playing environment, broadly it feels like cricket. And I think people are so keen after a winter at home to get out and play. That's reflected by we've seen a lot of the leagues pick up new teams. So we've got 30 new teams going into adult leagues this summer, which shows kind of the boost in enthusiasm to playing the game that got picked up after a quiet winter for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a real positive.
Yeah.
You've surprised me with that. So 30 new teams coming in for this summer, which just shows the appetite there to be playing cricket.
Oh, absolutely. And real positive as well around from some of the junior sections. So we merged, last year was due to be the first year of the Surrey Junior Cricket Championship. So that was a merger of the 5 divisions we had previously coming under one umbrella. 1,750 teams entered, over 6,000 games of junior cricket. So seeing that take off this summer will be great and really exciting for the young people involved.
Well, a big summer coming up for Surrey, and also a big summer coming up for the captain, Rory Burns. His 4th season as Surrey's captain, and during the winter he had a very, very important new arrival. And I'm not talking about his bats.
Rory, we'll start with the important stuff. How's the little one?
Yeah, she's really good. She's given her mum and I some sleep, which is nice, and yeah, it's good to be back and being a bit of a dad, to be honest.
Yeah, so you've obviously been away for a little while on the India tour, but now you're back at home. You're back at the Kia Oval. How are you preparing for the season ahead now?
Yeah, well, I just had some downtime since being home, like I say, getting back into, well, I suppose, getting off into a rhythm of being a dad. And then, yeah, obviously the training will pick up next week, a couple of pre-season games there. And yeah, it's great to be back around the Kia Oval. Very much feels like being back home again, and it's just a nice place to be.
And in terms of the structure of the 2021 season, you know that there's 8 weeks or so of championship cricket before we go into T20s and then 50 over stuff. So how useful is that to sort of be able to prepare for the red ball before you move into a white ball block?
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously gives chance when things are in blocks. It gives guys a chance to really prepare and hone their preparation in terms of what they're doing. And as a team, that we can plan for that. So it's a real good positive. And the games come thick and fast as soon as we get up and running. It's the usual county season. Fingers crossed. So 2021's back normal-ish, we suppose. So it's thick and fast, but obviously in those blocks, which makes it a little bit easier.
And come the end of the season, what would make it a successful season for you personally and for the team as a whole?
I think it's the same as every year. As a team, we want to push for trophies, we want to win trophies. But day to day, you've got to get that right. And you go back to our processes, how we want to go about our cricket, really nailing that down over the next few weeks. Like you say, there's blocks there that we can really try and pick off and really try and execute that. So it's just about getting those processes right to try and help us be in the right positions at the end of the year.
Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget, you can see every ball of Surrey cricket this summer on the Surrey live stream, which is absolutely fantastic, through kiaoval.com. But the last thing to say, of course, is good luck to Surrey this summer.